Hello students, welcome to another class of physics. In this class we discuss about activity, or simply we can say that is the decay rate, and what are the different units to measure the radioactive decay. Okay. So in previous class we discussed about mean life, half life and other things. Okay. Likewise, half life of any radioactive sample, that depends upon the time at which 50% of the total sample disintegrates. Okay, or we can say that is the number of samples disintegrate, or half of the number of samples disintegrate, and that time is known as half life of any radioactive sample. And what are the different terms associated with half life, okay, and the relation between half life, mean life and the radioactive decay constant, and like this. Okay. So in this class we discuss about the activity. Okay. Generally, when we measure the rate of decay of any radioactive sample, okay, activity of a radioactive sample generally measures the rate of decay. Okay, and as we discuss in the laws of radioactivity, always the rate of decay depends upon the number of samples left in the substance at any time of measurement, that is you can say any time of measurement t. Okay. So when we take the discussion of activity, or simply we can say that is the decay rate. Okay. And if we symbolize the term, already we have used this term R. Okay. Generally, activity of any radioactive samples is a measure of rate of disintegration, or we can say the number of atoms disintegrate per unit time. Okay, or the number of atoms disintegrate per second. Okay. That means we can say, we can take a simple example. Suppose any radioactive material has 100 number of samples inside the nucleus. Okay, and from that 100 number of samples, suppose in 1 second the number of sample decay is 10. Okay. So we can say here the rate of decay per second, that is the 10 number of samples. Okay. So radioactive sample, or activity of any radioactive sample, we can say that is the number of disintegration of any radioactive sample per unit time, or you can say per second. Okay. So the number of disintegration per second is just a measure of activity or decay rate of any radioactive sample. Okay. And if we measure from laws of radioactivity, okay, as we already discussed in the rate of decay, that is dN upon dt. Okay, that is number of sample disintegrate per unit time. Okay, so that is dN upon dt, and dN upon dt is just a measure of disintegration per second. So we can say activity R equals to minus dN by dt. Okay, and the significance of the negative sign is the number of samples decreases with the increase of time. Okay, and as we take the example from the 100 sample, in 1 second number of sample decay is 10. Okay, and that means we can say in next second their left number of atom will be 90. Okay, and in next second from that 90 again decay by 10 value, okay, and as we proceed first second, second second, third second, and likewise in each second 10 number of samples decay from that material, okay. So we can say the activity R equals to minus dN by dt, okay. But when we measure the laws of radioactivity, we find the rate of disintegration always depends upon the number of sample left, okay. dN upon dt proportional to n. N is the number of sample left in the material, okay. And if we remove that proportionality, then we can take a constant, that is decay constant lambda, okay. So minus dN upon dt is equals to R. So R equals to lambda n, okay. So this is a relation of number of sample at any time with the activity of that material, okay. There are also different terms of activity, or we can represent activity in number of, or that means we can relate activity with a number of terms like time of decay, half life, okay. So if we take the measurement of the activity, here we can say the activity of any radioactive sample mainly depends upon two things, okay. One is lambda, another one is n, okay. That means the activity of any radioactive sample always depends upon the decay constant lambda, okay. Second thing, it depends upon the number of samples left in that substance at the time of measurement, okay. So if we measure the different terms associated with the activity, suppose we relate activity in terms of T, okay, activity in terms of time, okay. And from the radioactive law, we know n equals to n naught e to the power minus lambda t, okay. N naught is the initial number of samples, n is the number of samples at the time t, and lambda is the decay constant, okay. And if we measure from activity, R equals to lambda n, okay. So that equals to lambda, substitute n by this value, n naught e to the power minus lambda t, okay. So that implies to R equals to, suppose we take this constant as initial activity R naught, okay, e to the power minus lambda t, okay. So we can say here we have taken R naught as lambda n naught, that is we can say initial activity of that sample, okay. So already we have written this formula at the time of calculation of mass energy relation, okay. So R equal to R naught e to the power minus lambda t, understand. Second thing, we represent activity in terms of half life, okay. Suppose we represent activity in terms of half life, that is T half, okay. So there is a relation between half life and the decay constant, and we have the relation like half life of any radioactive sample depends upon inversely with the decay constant, okay. Half life, that is the time at which half of any radioactive sample decay, okay, and that time is known as half life, okay. And half life of any radioactive sample always inversely depends upon the rate of decay, okay, or we can say that is the inversely depends upon the decay constant, okay. So that implies to, we can say lambda, that is 0.693 divided by T half, okay. And if we represent activity, that R equals to lambda n, Okay, activity R equals to lambda n, and substitute the value of lambda from this value. So R equals to 0.693 by T half into n. So this is also another form of activity of any radioactive sample. And if we observe here, the activity of any radioactive sample also depends inversely with the half life. Okay, it depends upon the number of sample, decay constant, half life and type. Okay, so these are the different terms associated with activity, and activity is a measure of disintegration per second. Okay, now let's take the discussion of what are the different units used to measure the radioactive disintegration. Okay, so if we measure the different units to measure the radioactive disintegration from the initial value, that means as we discussed in the history, the radioactivity was first observed by Becquerel, okay, then it was taken by Curie, Rutherford, like this. So as per their measurement, okay, units of radioactivity, units of radioactivity. Okay, so generally we can measure radioactivity by 3 units. Okay, first unit we can say that is Becquerel. Okay, okay, second things we can say that is the Rutherford. Okay, third thing that is Curie. So these are the 3 different units that use to measure the radioactivity or radioactive disintegration. Okay, suppose first we take the unit of Becquerel. Okay, so if we define Becquerel, that is 1 Becquerel is a measure of disintegration per second. That means we can say Becquerel equals to disintegration divided by second. Okay, so we can say one can define 1 Becquerel as the time, or we can say if the decay rate of any radioactive sample, or we can say if from any radioactive sample if we measure the decay rate as 1 disintegration per second. Okay, from any radioactive sample if we measure the decay rate as 1 disintegration per second, then it is called 1 Becquerel. Okay, so that means we can say Becquerel is defined as a decay rate of 1 disintegration per second. Okay, so 1 Becquerel is 1 disintegration per second. Understand? Second thing we discuss about the Rutherford. Okay, okay, so 1 Rutherford equals to 10 to the power 6 disintegration per second. Okay, so that means we can say 1 Rutherford may be defined as a decay rate of 10 to the power 6 number of atoms disintegrates in 1 second. Okay, that means we can say if from any radioactive sample the number of atoms disintegrate is equal to 10 to the power 6 in 1 second, then that disintegration or that radioactivity is known as Rutherford. Okay. So, 1 Rutherford is equals to 10 to the power 6 disintegration per second, and as we know disintegration per second is 1 becquerel. So, we can write here 10 to the power 6 becquerel. So, 1 Rutherford equals to 10 to the power 6 becquerel. Understand? Okay. Third thing of measurement is Curie. Okay. So, when we take the disintegration of any radioactive sample, and if the disintegration of 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegration per second, that means we can say from any radioactive sample, if there is a decay of 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 number of atoms disintegrate in a unit time, then that disintegration or that radioactivity is known as 1 Curie. Okay. So, 1 Curie may be defined as a decay rate of 3.7 into 10 to the power 7 disintegration per second. Okay. So, these are the 3 different units used to measure the radioactivity of any sample. Okay. So, what are the 3 different units? One is becquerel, that is disintegration per second. Second thing is Rutherford, that means we can say 10 to the power 6 number of atoms disintegrate per second. Okay. Third is Curie. Okay. So, that means we can say if there is a disintegration of 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 number of atoms per second, then that radioactive process or that measurement is known as 1 Curie. Okay. As disintegration per second is becquerel, so we can say 1 Curie equal to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 becquerel. Okay. So, these are the different units of measurement of radioactivity. Okay. Understand? Thank you.